And that's our talk show team.
Thanks, appreciate it. Alright guys, this is the last panel discussion, right? And we were saying, the audience, half of it is dead, the guys in the back, I don't know even if they're part of this discussion. So we'll make this really interesting. Is it okay? Everyone's okay with that? Yeah, let's have some fun in this discussion. And the worst thing is we have some 29 minutes or a few seconds. I don't know how much is that we can cover today. So here's what we're going to do today, right? So I'm going to play a quintessential brand marketer who knows nothing but wants the sun and the moon. What I've done is it's almost a meeting that I've set up with 4 experts on chat and chatbots who will come and kind of convince me that this is an area that they want me to invest in. Okay? And I'm going to just ask questions and not kind of give my point of view hopefully at the end. What I've also done very smartly is I have Vishwat with me, who I'm called as the anti-chatbot. So just in the background, Vishwat runs a company called Tabzo, and earlier they used to have they used to name it Help Chat. Now that I want to explain that, but they moved away from a chatbot interface or a chat interface to a rich graphical user interface. Ashish here is going to be the guy who will help me understand something called artificial intelligence. I'm still questioning the intelligence around. I still can't understand what artificial intelligence will mean. Ashish Luthra is our platforms guys, which I again don't understand. And then I've got Raghu. Raghu's my product guy. He's going to come and explain me what chatbots as a product means. Okay, so that's the thing. Quick check. How many people know what chatbots are? Yeah, simple, right? Chat, there's nothing to do it on WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, bot, it's a robot which means it's automated, and therefore there's no individual sitting right behind the desk and kind of responding to your stuff. That's the part. So the first question for the panel is why now? Right? Chats and SMSs have been around for a really long time. Why is that chatbot as a topic has become such hype in today's world, right? Can I start with you, Ashish?
Sure, thanks. I think what's happened over the last few years is that we've been increasingly using conversation as a form of communicating with others, and chatting as a form of communicating with others. And we've become increasingly comfortable with that sort of interface that we use almost hourly or by the minute. And I think that's why for a lot of people it's become very easy and very efficient to just continue that communication with businesses or with brands or with people or machines for that matter to get things done. And I think that's why it's kind of the right time to explore chatbots for business.
So Rashi, you
just build on what you just mentioned. So what has also happened in the last couple of 2 quarters or 3 quarters really, all the 4-5 tech pages, including Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they open up their APIs and they open up their platforms. So everybody's come out with a framework on which a messaging layer can be built in and you can connect to your own business. Everybody's coming with a platform for building your own AI. So something which you would have spent millions of dollars constructing on your own organization. So Google bought an organization called API.ai, anybody can use it. Facebook bought Flip.ai, anybody can use it. Microsoft bought Lewis. Amazon in fact opened up Alexa's APIs on the voice communication some time back. So a lot of these platforms became available through the global level.
So Facebook and Google have kind of figured out another way to make money out of it.
So life has become easier to construct and develop some of these things, which would have taken a long time for any brand, marketer, service organization, anybody else to do, right? So that's why it's a good time to actually.
So it means another platform for people to think about, understand, which I don't understand in any case, and Facebook, Google, and everyone will make more money out of it. Very, very nice. Okay. So if I come to you, Vishnu, Raghu, quick, half a second on that.
So the number of people using messaging is the highest ever in the history of the world at this point of time. More than 3 billion people use Messenger every month, more than any other app in the world. And especially if I take that use case to India, 80% of the Indian users, the first app they ever used, or probably the only app that they ever used on their smartphones is WhatsApp. Everybody who's buying a smartphone, first ever connected device they buy, most used applications. So,
super. So which again means consumers ahead of me, and I still have to play catch up, right? Okay, so Vishal, my friend, you started working on a chat interface before some of these guys became very popular, the Facebook messengers and Google Allos and so on and so forth. So briefly tell us why it doesn't work. Please tell the rest of the guys about why it doesn't work.
Okay, just one line on the previous question. So basically, brands want to be there where the customers are. It was Facebook in 2010, it's the Messenger in 2015, 16 onwards, and hence, the only way they can use Messenger in the best possible format is to use chatbots, because deploying people behind it is very expensive. So that's why chatbot is the only available option if you want to be on a platform which people are using today, which includes WhatsApp, Messenger, and so on and so forth. Taking the question now. So basically, HelpChat or Tableau, it started off in 2015, with the whole idea where we believe chat will really grow, where it will become the medium of choice for people who are interacting with brands on a daily basis. So that's when it all started, and we had a very chat, it was a total chat-based interface where people could do different things. We could recharge, book cabs, or get deals, everything through chat. Initially, a lot of people behind the interface, then started automating, building bots. What we realized over time was that chat as a medium for transactions, is very difficult to pull off, because you can only pull it off if you are faster than the next available medium. So take for example recharge. Everybody recharges online now. Can I do recharge faster using chat? Highly unlikely, right? So it's bound to fail, though the conversation UI looks fancy initially. But when you look at data, it's much, much better. The 20-second format, click, and you're done. Same with a lot of large use cases like booking movie tickets, getting deals, booking cabs, booking flights. Very difficult to pull it off on a chat platform because of the kind of expectation of the users. But what really works is a long-tail use case where you require a lot of info to be. For example, holiday planning. For example, you want to get a plumber, you want to first check, okay, what are the rates, will he come on time, what are his ratings, get assurance whether the guy will be good or not. So those are the places where chat works beautifully, and obviously for support. Customers are now getting used to chat as support. So that's
super. So just to summarize, you said standardized use cases will never work in chats. Wherever there is a requirement for a lot of interaction between a brand or a service with consumers, this is great, right? Okay, so this is making more and more sense. Yeah, everyone thinks so. All right. Okay. So next question. Okay. So for brands like the one that I represent, Nestle, we have we sell Maggies and Nescafes and Kit Kats. Do you think there is an opportunity for brands which have fairly low involvement products to get on chatbots and probably leverage that for engagement with consumer interaction and so on and so forth? How can I start with you on this one?
While I agree with Vishal's use case, what really chatbots help is you need to really see where humans are conversing, right? So let's say if you go to a supermarket, you already decided what you have to buy. You don't typically want to interact with them, you just want to go and pick it up. But if you want to know more about the product, say I'm going to buy Maggi noodles, I want to say, can I make Spanish or can I make Mediterranean? Is there some healthy, does it create problems for my health? So when the real conversations with an expert are happening in the real world, they can be replaced by chatbots and AI. And that's where I see the opportunity where when you are selling a Maggi packet, you tell the consumer, you can make really nice pasta out of it, you can make really nice bacon out of it. So those are the conversations which enable brand to not just transact, but really engage and give that expert advice to people at scale, which cannot be done.
So you're saying service is definitely an opportunity for brands to build, so that there is a reason for you to interact with the consumer beyond the product itself. By the way, before I move forward, Maggie is all fine. Ashish, your views on it?
Yeah, just building on what I was saying, you need broader definition of what a bot is. So bot is a simple contextual, underlying contextual way of accessing services without changing the context of where you were or what you were doing as a consumer. So you might be on an email, you might be on a website, you might be already on a messenger platform, and you're trying to access something which requires a process or which requires a great deal of data to be crunched on the back end to bring it to the customer. That's where bot combined with a natural language processing and a conversation flow comes into becoming something useful for a consumer. So as a brand, you really need to think that on a consumer's journey, where is it that you can intervene and where is it that you can go and simplify the process. Like you're saying, if you create a bot and like there's a bank out there which creates a bot which helps you to recharge. I mean, why would you want to do that? But if you take a different use case where you might be a handset manufacturer and the consumer asks you a simple question like what is the battery life of this handset? Now that depends on 4-5 parameters. If you can fix that out, you don't need a human agent to respond to that thing. And every call to a human agent costs you 8 to 12 rupees. So that's where perhaps efficiency in your call center operation comes in. So really think about what is it that contextually you are providing, but on the consumer journey, which is the point that you are providing it at. If you generally get into something like tick box approach, it means make a chatbot, but it's not going to work.
So what you're saying, like everything else, things brand marketers do, don't jump into it without being absolutely clear about what value does it add and where does it add. I'm just going to pick off the customer service, the consumer services, we call it in our system. Again, actually, we should go back to you and also you guys used to run Akosha, which was a very consumer customer service platform. And if you combine your hat of wearing help chat Tabzo and the whole Akosha customer service platform that you built, can you tell me for brands, and I'll tell you why I think this is an important question. I've been a firm believer that with increased digital interactions, human interactions and positive human interactions will end up becoming a competitive advantage. Right? Now I have something called chatbots, right, which claim to at least say that it can reduce my frontline consumer service workforce to at least half or even more than that. Just tell me, is there really an opportunity? How does an irate consumer who comes to me and says that I don't like your product for 10 reasons, do you think machines can do a good job in pacifying the consumer?
So yeah, we can. So again, I would look at the problem differently. Right? Is this something that's already happening? We all use Uber. You use the help section of Uber. You get you are charged $50 for canceling a trip. You get the refund immediately. That's the way they are evolving, right? So I still believe chatbot is just a living beast. So if you're comfortable doing on chat or you're comfortable doing in an FAQ format, if you're reaching the real outcome and the speed at which you're delivering the loop, whichever is faster wins. And that's simple.
Let me ask my question again. Sorry, I'm just getting the brand marketer pulse now. I don't get it. Replacing an individual. So the current process managed by an individual getting replaced by a chatbot. Do you think that's an opportunity itself? Do you think that's going to take years for us to replicate?
Okay. So it still remains the same. When you have to replace an individual, that means you want to build a system which takes in data from different places. Again, I take Uber example, right? Uber looks at, okay, which is the last 10 rides you took? What's your cancellation percentage? Are you a very high hardcore user? If yes, then okay, give them the refund. So the same applies to powering a chatbot as well, right? So I hope I answer you now.
You're saying intelligence. You said the bots have to be built which at least are closer to human beings to address real consumer problems effectively, so that the consumer doesn't necessarily go back thinking that I don't know why I talk to a robot, right? And Ashish, I want you to kind of lean in and just tell me more about how you make chatbots more intelligent. And so term that we keep hearing about artificial intelligence and deep learning and machine learning. Please briefly tell us about how that can help make chatbots a lot more human, if I have to say that. Yeah.
Right. So I think artificial intelligence is basically a broader aspect of machine learning. Machine learning is understanding how to react based on past experience rather than program reaction. So I think what we're seeing is the more and more data do is how more and more activities can be like human. I think in terms of the life cycle of chatbots, which is at early days, so if I were to divide it into three sort of life cycles, I think currently we're just at the inform stage or information stage. The next is transaction, then is integration and the wow factor. So I think the use cases right now are extremely narrow and they're limited to providing information or exchanging information. And I think that's probably what the brand should focus on right now. The level of machine learning that currently exists, the level of language processing that currently exists.
Super. So, I'm going to come to my fourth question because we just have 15 minutes left. We've Chatty been around for quite some time, right? And I think there's this whole question about platforms, which is increasingly becoming important. And if you guys go back to the introduction that you guys made, you specifically talked about one of the reasons why chatbots have come back is because the Facebook and the Googles of the world are trying to position this as an easy-to-use app which helps you engage with consumers, right? As a brand marketer, I'm confused, right? Like we used to have issues when we used to build apps for iOS and for Android and everything. Is this the same challenge that I'll start facing? That I build a chatbot for Facebook Messenger, and when WhatsApp makes it open, will I struggle with that? And then hopefully Google comes up with something but then it becomes an issue again. Rubber like you lean in, you've got a whole platform which is so to say agnostic of these platforms itself, right? So let me start with you, Raghu, and just come down the panel there and saying, should I care about platforms? Are they important or should I not at all?
I think at this point of time, platforms are not that important because brands own platforms which already get used with other websites already, right? People are visiting. So one of the biggest learnings that we had in our current deployments is the major traction that we've been getting on chatbots on top of websites, replacing banners. So essentially where people are coming already without a change in habit. Going to a Facebook Messenger chatbot or a Skype chatbot requires people to change their existing behavior or way to go out for brands. So that's going to take some time and it needs support from Facebook and all these guys, but that doesn't exclude brands from taking advantage of chatbots at this point of time on their existing products.
So I think finally I have an opportunity not to rely on Facebook and Google.
Absolutely.
That sounds so good. Ashish?
So even if you look at some of the current ways that you go and build a bot, the advantage is that suppose you use a Microsoft framework. So once you build it, you can go and integrate into Facebook Messenger or Skype or take Telegram, Slack, which is a big B2B communication tool in Western countries, not so used in India. But you can go and integrate in any one of them. So what will perhaps change the game here is when WhatsApp decides what it wants to do. Right now you must have read the reports that came out yesterday. They are doing a lot of testing in India. They are testing in Indian organizations, and they are clearly saying that we want to replace the brand to consumer communication, which is happening on SMS right now. As we move it into that model, we don't know what will they open up, what kind of an API will come in, but it has got the power to change a lot of dynamics, like what happened when WeChat did the same thing in China. And today, if you look at the revenues of WeChat in China, so they're not far behind Facebook in terms of their quarterly revenues or their quarterly profits. And it's really driven by the whole ecosystem of brands talking to consumers, with commerce enabled in that one single entire platform. So you don't need to step outside to do anything else. Perhaps WhatsApp might be able to do that in India, and that's when life will suddenly become very interesting.
Big Gorilla is still not in the game. Huh? Yeah, Vishnu, you wanted to.
Yeah, so good point actually, WeChat. So I have a slightly different take on this. So we met the Tencent team, and so they have about 500 million daily active users. WeChat per se, of which about 50-60 million are outside India, outside China. Sorry. So what they say is that the fundamental use case why people come to WeChat is to talk to peers. A 1% fallout of that is about 5 million people daily. Are the people who go and talk to brands or do transactions on CLGD.com or DeepQuery, etc. So that's 1% of the population you're reaching out to. Now going back to the original question, which is about platforms. As Nestle, I think you'll have to be there because A Flipkart may not want to be there because they have their own property sitting with the customer, be it a web or a mobile app sitting in his phone, which becomes very easy for the customer to reach out to. But for an SA or for an FMCG brand, whose property the customer is not really used to going and visiting, you will have to leverage these platforms that the customers spend most of the time on. So yeah, you will have to be on these platforms.
Super. So platforms matter and they don't, right? As you guys were saying, on platforms.
Yeah, I think what's happening is preferences change over time. I think just as we had the browser becoming central to the internet, 90s and 2000s, chatbots will probably go the same way, where you have a different interface to do the same thing, and that interface will become all-encompassing, where you have different chatbots based on which website you go to, will automatically integrate with your preferred chatbot. So the whole system will become more seamless.
Super. So, machine fails sometimes. The timer just gave me another 15 minutes with the wonderful MC just told me I don't. What we'll do is quickly open up for a few questions. Yes, please.
Thank you. That's for you, Ashish. Do you have any use case where you integrated beacons with a chatbot? Like a user interaction, the staff interaction with the beacon and ends up using a chatbot and hence a purchase happens for a brand?
So I wouldn't call it a purchase, but yes, we have location-based chatbots. So it's worked very well for check-ins at airports. It's worked very well for customizing your order at a lot of restaurants and coffee shops. So again, I think the point is that chatbots are working very well currently when there's basic information exchange. The minute you go outside keywords or you start, trying to use colloquial language, they fail. So right now the chats are very structured, and if you follow that structure, it's very successful. And it may result in a purchase, but doing transactional chatbots is still tough. But if you have an objective which is information-based, like a check-in or like an order customization or order itself, for a pizza brand, if you tend to repeat your same order, it's very easy to use a chatbot to say this last order. So those kind of use cases work very well.
Super, thanks. Any other questions? Yes, please.
Right, so basically what I engaged in the conversation is that the chatbots current stage are more like a customer service extension. I still want to understand an example of a marketing push. And I don't know, like these are probably the kind of technologies all men have grown up with, probably from porn sites or the Yahoo chat rooms where they come, hi, I'm Sophie or whatever. What is a good example of marketing push? Like I'm not interacting with any brand right now. I just want an example how a brand reaches out to me. If it reaches out to me on WhatsApp, I'll be really pissed. It reaches out to me on Hype Messenger, I'll be pissed. So how do you do a push campaign using chatbots? I just need to get some better example to really understand it in my mind.
One thing that we have done is, again, people really don't like getting a lot of push on Facebook Messengers, WhatsApp. One of the use cases that we have seen is where chatbots integrate with banners. So you're already going to, let's say, a food site. The site knows that you're hungry. So let's say a food brand can come and say, hey, it looks like you're hungry. Is there something for my brand that you'd like to prepare? And it starts a conversation, understanding your current context of need, right? And based on what you converse with the user, the banner or ad banner itself can manipulate or present a content that is suitable to you. And based on what you interacted, the brand can always send push back into your browser itself. Based on, again, the site that you have visited and your previous history of conversation. So essentially not including your personal territory like WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger, but intrude into your browsing behavior where you're actually looking out to go talk to brands and businesses, right? Essentially doing something out of it. So that's the use case.
So I think, let me just add to that. I think principally one of the good things about chatbots is it's user initiated. How do you get the user to initiate the conversation with you is still an open and creative field. One is banners, the other is, and sometime back talked to you about QR codes, Facebook codes as a reason for consumers to start getting into a conversation with you. The concept, and that makes it at least easy that it's user initiated. The challenge for marketers or advertisers is this is not necessarily push advertising in the traditional sense of the word. Which means I don't think any of these platforms which ever allow you to put in an ad when you're having a conversation with a brand or with a service or with a friend, right? So I think it will continue to be user initiated, which means that the value that the brand provides has to be significant more than what he's already getting elsewhere. So I think that's where the challenge will be for you to bridge, right? Just last one question.
Food Panda and somebody says, hey, what are you in mood? I'll say, I don't know, I'm looking for Chinese, what do you think? Never ever Indian consumer talk like that, right? They'll say, just let me browse. I agree with my friend on tap that whatever browsing is happening, that is already being captured and remarketed in a lot of different formats, which is still not that obstructive to customers.
I agree with you. So, see, the question has to be about what's your in, and I'll just quickly say that there's one thing, for example, Ashish is helping us build is Nestle, we sponsor the top 4 marathons in the country. Nutrition counseling is a big thing for runners because this needs specialized nutrition counseling. I typically do that today out of physical people doing this. We're building a chatbot because we realize 90% of the question ends up being the same. So it's not necessarily interrupting the consumer, but giving the consumer find some value, as you said, and not necessarily starting from there's an issue, but saying I'm seeking for somebody can you help, right? So again, open area, even though there are close to about 150 chatbots around the India market itself, but we still don't know if this is the one which is going to succeed really, right?
Akash, I would want to know your view attached with what you think about chatbots and how it sits with Nestle. And it's very interesting to know that. Secondly, extension to that is, would chatbots always have some of the other human element along? So 90% of the questions might be same, they address, and the other 10 interface can actually take over.
As a quintessential brand marketer, I've got experts here, but I'll still answer that question. See, I think, as I said, principally, the belief has always been, and my personal belief has been, and I said that some time back, that as more digital interactions become prevalent in our consumers' lives, in our lives, which means I buy online, I chat with somebody online, I order my stuff from e-commerce, I watch my content on my own, which means I'm not interacting with anyone. My belief has always been that therefore, if I can deliver a personalized human interaction, I will win. Having said that, this is what my belief was, and then I met the experts. I'm leaning towards, and I'm a firm believer of technology, leaning towards the technology to start building a lot of intelligence, a lot of human-like intelligence, which will help me get a very, very close sort of an experience. Having said that, and this is the first question, we were having this discussion right outside this as well, and all platforms allow you to switch to a human as well, right? I can't answer, I can't understand what you're saying, I need a human. Or I've got a customer who's very irate and I can't necessarily respond to it, the machine says that we talk to somebody else, yeah? Last question, please.
Hi, actually, Anaj, Noor from Business World, hi. You didn't answer that question. Very recently, Volkswagen launched a folklore which differentiates that when it's a bot, says it's a bot, and well, so the consumer knows. We are not seeing a lot of that right now, even in chatbot activity. How do you see that change? Like, eventually, the chatbot market, if you forget about bot for a second, only focus on the chat part of it as a medium. How do you see that evolve to its next stage to become more meaningful in its interaction?
So, what's keep on happening with the layer of AI and the natural language processing will keep on becoming better. It will become easier to train the system in terms of machine learning, which I spoke about. And that's the time when perhaps, and there are already use cases which are emerging that, 80% of some of the repetitive stuff is being handled by the bot, and the 20% part goes to the human. So obviously the machine can never replace the human. But there are examples globally in the financial sector, some of the banks which have deployed some of these technologies, they are beginning to see that this is what the percentage is switching to be. Now it all depends on, like you all said that it depends on you as a brand taking a view that on the consumer journey, what is it that you want to impact, and what kind of automation do you want to bring in. Now it may be consumer-facing automation, or it may be automation for the call center or the back office operations. So it may not. So the bot perhaps may not just go only the consumer facing, it can actually go and result into many other business use cases.
Super, I'm just getting the Nash to close this down. I think one last thing, I just want you guys to individually say if there's a brand bot that you guys want everyone here to go experience, right? Who do you have a brand bot?
Friday and you'd like to have some drinks, so this is a bot called CB, your personal bartender that helps you with cocktail recipes based on ingredients that you have at home. So yeah, to try
This is on what?
It's on Facebook Messenger and also on www.livingstyle.com website.
Live in Style, yeah. Besides Help Chat and apps, so is there any other brand that you think?
Not really.
Not really, okay. He still stays where he is. Ashish?
I would say Burberry is got a great example. It's a great engagement tool. I mean, you like it once you kind of engage with it.
Sure, Ashish.
So I like Burberry as well, and we're actually building one at the moment. So a boutique beer brand. It actually tells you the real-time level of beers and all the bars.
Super. I got a personal favorite as well. Check out Whole Foods in the US. They've got amazing ways to deliver recipes. I think to build one for Nestle as well, which next time we talk about. But thanks a ton. Appreciate your patience. Hopefully this was a little bit enjoyable than the usual stuff that we do. And thanks to the panelists. I think, again, couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you very much.